Good evening. It's Wednesday night. That only means one thing. It is the IRC Elite League, and it's round 5 already here in Spain. And today I am joined by Matt, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got the echoing issue sorted. Matt, how are you, buddy?
Very good, mate. Yourself?
That's sounding good. If people can just give us some feedback on if we're echoing. We've got new headsets, and we think we've sorted a few things. So if we're echoing still, or if there's any problems, let us know. If you can hear us crystal clear, let us know as well, guys, in the comments. Hope you're all watching.
Up, please.
If it's not clear, I'm taking these back and getting my money back. So, Season 3, Round 5 in Spain. It has been an unbelievable championship so far. After 4 rounds, we have had 4 different pole sitters, 3 different winners, 11 different podium places, 4 different fastest lap, 19 point scorers, and 3 different drivers. The driver of the day. The championship is so close between Navy Dave at the top, your Flying Sods not too far behind, Dan Murphy, Jamie, BP, Blaz, Jacob, Jonathan Cox, Andy, Westy. There's a whole host of drivers who are right in the mix, and of course Thomas last week, who had that race in control in Baku. Unfortunately, he binned it in the castle section when he should have won the race. He looks a good competitor as well. Matt, what are you feeling about today? Spain, completely different track to all the ones we've been to so far. Very technical, need a good balance of the car. Good track for you. How are you seeing this going?
No, not one of my favourites, but just going back to what you were saying there about the stats, I think the most impressive one has got to be the 11 different podium sitters in 4 races. It just shows it's not a one-trick pony, if you like. It's not one guy at the front all the time. It's super competitive. Anybody on their day can get a podium. And I think, like you say, we've had 11 out of a possible 12 different podium sitters. So,
yeah, absolutely. And some drivers, some quick drivers, haven't even got off the mark yet. Slim hasn't had a podium yet. Slimbo is back today since Bahrain. He does, however, have a full qualifying ban from that race in Bahrain.
Yep, just in case he's listening.
Yeah, just in case, Slim. Full quality ban. But Thomas, I'm sure he's got podiums in him. Jonathan Cox. Lucas yet to get on the podium this season. Lennon missed out by 1/10 of a second after the race in Baku due to his penalty, unfortunately. But Blaz has got a podium. Crazy Power yet to get a podium. He can absolutely get one. Hilsrap, by the way. Welcome back to Hilsrap, reserve driver. The first race, he is back. Couple of drivers missing today. Navy Dave is missing. The championship leader is out. He is not available today.
Nosey, not far off a podium last week in Baku.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for a few misdemeanors with a wall, I think he would have definitely been up there with Steffo Lennon.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly thought that was the race that we knew we were going to get a shock podium. But of course, BP nearly won the race. BP missed out by just 1.2 seconds from Flying Soz. He was so close to his first win of the season. So close, but so far it wasn't to be for him. But what a chance for Yor. What a chance. No Flying Soz either this weekend, who's third in the championship. So Dan Murphy, great chance for him. He's just 19 points off the championship lead, and he can absolutely take advantage of no Navy Dave as well. Westy returns. Great to see, of course, Limbo is retiring. Great to see Westy back, and a debutant as well. There, TTG Vertino. A first ever Brazilian driver in the IRC, so welcome to Vertino. Looking forward to seeing what he's got. He's replacing Stam for the season. Unfortunately, Stam cannot race on Wednesday nights anymore, and he's given up his seat to Vertino. So looking forward to seeing how he goes as we ride on board with Hilsrap.
Cheers, Lennon. Apparently the headsets are working really well, so we're good to go.
It's taken us 2 seasons, but we've got there.
We've got there.
Excellent stuff, thank you, Lennon. So let's ride on board with Hilsrap. It's this race, by the way, last season, season 2, it threw up an absolute classic between Slimbo, Vanquish. Navy Dave got a podium from starting well down the field. Jamie won as well, was right in the mix. Oh, and Hilsrap's off. Oh, and into the gravel. It's that tricky off-camber turn 2. And not quite the welcome back. Hilsrap was after. That's his lap already scuppered. You've got to be patient. There's a massive bump in the middle of turn 2, and if you get on the gas too early, it can throw you straight into the gravel like you saw there with Hilsrap. But yeah, this race last year saw one of the best battles for the lead we'd ever seen in the IRC. It really was epic. And it's on the website still. So
I found throwing up results and whatnot, I found it a bit bland to racing, but we'll see how this one goes.
It was a cracking race last season. Absolutely provides fantastic action. The main overtaking zone, where you can overtake, watching hills are up now, you can overtake down the straight. It is a DRS zone, but the start-finish straight is the main overtaking zone. Although as we saw last season with Vanquish, he pulled off some fantastic moves around turn 4, around turn 7. Hills are up, and it goes again.
Yeah.
He is really
Vanquish, I remember with Vanquish, he took about 4 positions in the last 5 or 6 laps.
He did.
Last season.
As hills are up. Right, so pits. There's Thomas, who, oh my word, should have won in Baku. That race was his for the taking, yeah. And he threw it away sadly in the castle section. But this man's got some speed, and the championship.
BP Army are in the house.
Oh, BP, last race. Honestly, thought that was the one, his first win, and it just wasn't to be sadly. But with no Navy Dave, can he bounce back as well? Who are going to be the favourites here? It seems like every different track suits different drivers. That's why we get so many different podium places as Williams. I think that's Blaz getting out the way of Thomas there, who has done the fastest first sector.
Weather report from Jonathan Cox, if he's listening. You won't give us it yet?
I was going to say, we usually know what's going on with weather by this point from Jonathan, but nothing yet. Jamie out there as well, who's had a fantastic season so far as Jamie. Really, really... a championship contender up until Hungary last season when he got his first race win and it just completely fell off the charts. So hopefully he can maintain a championship challenge to the end of the season as another fastest middle sector there for Thomas. So Thomas flying around the final. This is the tricky little final sector. Nicely hooks up the apex.
Dry race, dry quali.
Dry race, dry quali. Down into the tricky hairpin now, down to second gear. Easy to cut the corner here. Nice traction out the final turn there for Thomas. This looks like it should go fastest. Blaz currently on top. Slovenian drive, not that bad. Just behind him, and Thomas indeed with 17.6. That's a big time to put him fastest.
It's a statement of intent early on.
It is 8/10 clear of Blaz, so that's a hell of a time to open up. So let's go through some of the from Cox. Rick Hillman's BP is going to win. Yes, can he go one step further? Lucas says good evening to Sammy. Says hello everyone. Matt sounds good. Go as far as that. Let's have a good race.
I'm from Yorkshire. I won't go that far.
Leonard says your £60 headset works well, Matt. Jonathan Cox. Of course, yeah. Jonathan Cox says he won here last season. It was his first ever IRC win, of course, here last season in the Super League. Can he repeat that this time by? As Jamie won currently a fast lap at the moment. Max 123, BP will win. Yeah, the BP army out there. Slimbo, Matt, just to remind you, I have a quali ban. Yeah, just to remind you, Slim.
Panic.
So yeah, and it's a dry quali, dry race, as you can see there in the comments from Jonathan Cox. So, what's Jamie doing out there at the moment?
He's just going through the tricky second sector, last sector now. Catches a lot of people out that left right hander there. We saw a few in both leagues last year lose it there.
Yep, and easy to get a penalty as well around that section as well. It's a tricky, it's off camber. This track requires a perfect balance. It's not good having a slippery car around here. It's a very technical track as Jamie goes fourth. Jamie had a fantastic start to the season. A podium in the first race, second place, 7th then in Bahrain, didn't finish in China, had a tricky race last time out in Baku after running at the front for so long as well. But in the end managed to finish 7th place. Still though, only 26 points off the championship lead. He can make that up today. He can make massive ground on Navy Dave at the top with a good performance.
Jacob's invalidated his lap. His map's gone red.
Jacob Rapid, 3rd fastest, as hopefully Blaz will rejoin, the 3rd fastest driver in time trial in the world around Spain. I think he's in the top 5 in pretty much most of the tracks around the world in time trial, but he's invalidated his run, so he's going to have to go again. Let's ride on board. Take us for a lap, Jacob.
Just going to read through for some comments in chat.
Not that bad still going around there, so on board with Jacob then. So let's see what one of the fastest drivers in time trial can do around this track then. Finishing sector 1 now. Does it go purple? Yes, it does. Jacob, who hasn't won yet this season, hasn't got a podium this season. again, he's had a pole position to his name, but he's yet to convert a pole. He's yet to convert a clean race. A man with so much potential. I firmly believe he could be a championship contender. He's 35 points off the championship lead, but this guy just needs some consistency to keep it out the walls. He's super quick. He pushes to the edge all the time, but sadly that often finds him in the wall or picking up penalties and costing
downfall, isn't it?
It is. It really is. As Westy has gone second place, just 0.3 of a second off Thomas. So it's Thomas from Westy, Lithuania driver. 2 new drivers, of course, to the league. What can Jacob do? Can Jacob get to the top there? Can he beat Westy's time? That looked nice and clear. Now it's full throttle out the final corner. DRS will slam open. Jacob crosses the line and goes just quicker than Thomas. That looks good. That's nice and close, just how we like it. Of course, Q1. How hard are they pushing? It's like Crazy Power, the Italian driver, about to finish a lap now. What's Crazy Power done? 5th place, just behind Blaz. So who else we got? Not too many cars wanting to use up too many tyres. Of course, with Slimbo out, we're only going to lose 1 driver out of Q1. Lucas, who has had a really, really frustrating season.
Should lose 2.
Well, we've lost. No, we've lost Slim already, haven't we? So we're only going to lose as Thomas has done it from the session.
I get what you mean now.
So Thomas is retired in the pits. He's happy with his time. He is done. Lucas trying to warm up his tyres, and so is Jacob. So what can Lucas do? What a frustrating season Ferrari have had. Of course, no Belco this weekend. Lucas, what man, hasn't got going yet. 5 points.
No, he's going again.
Well, Lennon's been disqualified according to the time screen. I don't know what's happened there. Lennon has been disqualified for stopping in a dangerous place. So everyone do a time and you're through. I'm not sure what's happened there. So on board with Lucas, who didn't finish in Australia. He crashed on lap 1. Frustrating race in China. 10th in China. 9th in Bahrain. And 9th in Baku, despite crashing under the safety car. It's under the virtual safety car, in fact, with Dan Murphy. Dan Murphy spun and unfortunately collected the Ferrari with him. Lucas had nowhere to go. So hopefully this is the race, and it's the fastest first sector of anybody for Lucas. So he's on it now. A driver who came so close to his first wins last season in Belgium and in Hungary, cruelly denied. He is due his first IRC victory, and hopefully here he can do it. I'm really hoping for this guy. He's had some rotten luck. Hopefully we'll know what happened to Lennon, Matt. He
just said his bit got kicked out. He's DSQ'd him.
Well, that's unfortunate. Of course, as Lucas done a fastest middle sector, again. So Lucas, according to time screens, could be going top here. Oh, no. He's been it! Oh no, he's out! He's out! Oh, Lucas! He was up in sector 1 and 2.
That was looking very nice as well. So he didn't necessarily have to do that, but.
Oh,
racing driver in him, I think.
It's that bump. It's that classic bump. Get on the gas too much, and that's light at the rear tyres, and the bump will catch you out. And it is claimed Lucas is a victim of the classic commentator curse on the Greek driver. Oh my word! He'll probably get through to Q2, but that's going to be it. Slim might get through to Q2 doing a lap. He's got a quali ban. And it might be 15th as we look at your second in the championship. You're the Greek driver, only 4 points off Navy Dave. Not the best qualifier. Has never gone that well in qualifying, but when it matters in the race, he has come forward. He won that epic race in Australia. Of course, got 4th in Bahrain. Finish in China after a collision with Navy Dave. And then, of course, 3rd place after a stewards review.
With a 1:19.1. It was 10th.
So yeah, Vittino there's the Brazilian driver, Senna-esque helmet, of course. Senna helmet. Lennon's car still going round. That's his ghost. So let's have a little look at Vittino. Welcome to the league, welcome to the IRC. Brazil, amazing dedication, because it's I think it's 5 o'clock over there in Sao Paulo. He's in Sao Paulo, so Sao Paulo time, I do believe, is around 5 o'clock. They're only 4 hours behind, I think. So fantastic dedication from the Brazilian driver. Will be into Q2 with Lennon's disqualification. Lucas, of course, has binned it. And Slimbo has a qualifying ban.
Yeah,
so
Lennon can't get back in, apparently. Can't get back to the servers.
So someone who's retired from the session, they can try and invite Lennon back in. As Hills are out now then. So what can Hills are?
We?
Jamie is done. in 8th place. So Hills are back. This is where he spun it last time. No, he's gone again. He's gone again. It's turn 2 again. Hills
surely he knows he just has to set a time to get through.
I think he needs some more. Looks like he's got a slippery car. Hills is a race winner, of course. He has won in the IRC a couple of times, in fact, 2 race wins to his name. But really struggling out there. It's a bit of a rusty return for the Greek driver. Looks like BP8, Crazy Power 7th there. As he lets Toro Rosso of Dan Murphy. Dan Murphy in his outlet. Let's see what Dan Murphy can do. Knowlesy out there as well. Hills will have to save his energy and go again. And yeah, Hills just getting to grips. Knowlesy, I think, is ahead of Dan Murphy on track, as you can see by the map there. There is Knowlesy. Having is already nearly eclipsed his season tally from last season in the first 4 races. The season 5 Super League champion having a much better campaign this season so far in the Elite League. Personal best result in Australia, and finish at the fastest lap, of course. Building a Zerza. What do you think of Knowlesy's season so far, Matt?
I was impressed last week. I thought he deserved the podium. He deserved. I think if he'd have got it, he'd have got driver of the day. And he showed that it wasn't just he can mix it with them. I know there was a few consequences of it, but you've got to be in it to win it. He certainly stayed in it. And yeah. He's maybe by his own admission struggles a little bit in this.
Well, he's done a fastest first sector. It's gone purple.
I think it's track dependent with him. Some tracks suit him, some don't.
Yeah, Baku, it wasn't even big bangs. It was slight scrapes against the wall. M plate's gone missing. Managed to set the fastest lap in the end and secure himself. Was it 8th place? 8th place.
Last of the finishes, last.
But he'll take it. Survive Baku. Not many did. Only 8 finishers out of the 18 starters. Hopefully Lennon can get back in, but he did a fastest first sector, didn't quite see the middle sector, so let's see what he can do in the last sector. Tricky last sector, of course. Down to 2nd gear. Don't want to cut too much of those curbs, it throws the car in the air. It's easy to invalidate your time, but look nice and clean from Knowlesy. Well, just put the Haas driver. It's going to put him nicely to 6th place, just behind. Not that bad, the reigning. I tell you what, fair play, not that bad. I've just noticed 5th place. Now he is due some luck. The reigning Super League champion, 5th place. He would love it. Dan Murphy goes 9th.
Yeah, Dan Murphy was faltering a bit at the start finish line. Then I think he was slowing down a bit.
So Dan Murphy, more to come then. More to come maybe. But Westy back out there as well, as is Vittino. Hills done his lap and is done. I think he's just happy to be into Q2, but not that bad. Has had 3 punches out of the first 4 races. He's had some rotten luck. He was running and looking fantastic in the last race in Baku. Got a puncher, unfortunately retired. Australia, it was looking so good again for him. Again, puncher, had to retire. So not that bad. He's had a tricky start to the season. Finished 8th in Australia, and that was, well, he did finish last of the finished runners again in Australia, but DNF the other ones. 3 punches this season. He'll be desperate to have some bit of luck, and maybe, just maybe, this week is the one for him. As we look at Vittino in the beautiful Haas livery, which I'm pretty sure is going to drastically change for this season with no Rich Energy anymore, but the centre helmet looking beautiful.
They're not far off coming out, are they? Car launches.
Next week, 12th, Jonathan Cox about to set a time. What can Jonathan Cox do? He's left it to the very last minute. Jonathan Cox puts himself nicely into 4th place. I tell you what, that's a great time from Jonathan Cox. 3/10 off Jacob. He's a man who's steadied himself nicely to life so far in the Elite League as Dan Murphy pits. But Jonathan Cox, both Mercedes, both great qualifiers as we know, and 4th place so far then. So we're going to lose Lennon.
Puts a lot of pressure on himself, does Jonathan Cox, I think. He just needs to get on with it, and he'll do really well.
He will do well, absolutely.
He was my dark horse for the season.
Absolutely. Slimbo says time trial doesn't mean quick in the race. Well, we'll find out shortly from Jacob. I predict pole will be a 17.1. I think it's going to be faster than that. I think as Bettino up on his own personal best, as Westy does a 17.3 and goes fastest by 0.2 of a second. The track is ramping up nicely now as the session is done. So Lucas, oh man, Lucas, he must be gutted because he was up. He was fastest before he crashed.
First, sector 1 and 2.
Hillsrap says rusty. Yeah, it's a rusty start. Hillsrap will pick it up, no doubt. As Vattino puts himself 11th, exactly, or just 1/100th off Dan Murphy, and just ahead of BP. So that's a good boost for Vattino. That's a
good showing.
Good start there, ahead of Jamie as well. Hillsrap is through. Slimbo will start 15th with his Cuban. Oh, I can smell popcorn. Lucas 16th and Lennon 17th. Tim Butler says good evening Tim. So who's everyone tipping for pole? Everybody watching right now, who is your favourite? Westy has gone fastest. The track did ramp up towards the end, no doubt about it, but it's looking like a good fight at the front. It's interesting. Knowlesy not that bad, slight surprises. Blaz there in 9th. Blaz is not a perennial good qualifier. Good to see Blaz up there.
Murphy we know left a bit behind in the start-finish straight.
Plenty more to come. Tim Butler says Jonathan Cox for pole position. That would be fantastic. We've had 4 different pole sitters in the first 4 races, and Jonathan Cox would absolutely make it 5. Of course, we had Jacob in Australia, Dan Murphy with that stunning pole position in Bahrain, TTG Navy in China, and of course Thomas last time out in Baku. So will we get a new pole sitter? That is Q1 done, Matt. I can't help but feel the drivers were slightly just using it as a practice.
Like I said, with Lennon's misfortunes and Slim's Cuban, I think the fireworks will come Q2.
Slimbo says Westy for pole.
Q3.
Westy
yeah, I'll go with Westy.
Supporting my
team. Have a new
mate.
pole sitter.
So there we go. That's a very competitive front of the grid. Jonathan Cox mixing it nicely in there. Crazy Power in the top 10 as well. Done a good job there. Good job as well from Vattino, the debutant. So there you go, 2 temps. Like I said, I think the track did ramp up towards the end, as it will do. So I think we'll beat 17.1 as a pole time. I'd love to see us get in the 16s.
6 to 11th, there's 2 tenths in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be the difference between Q2 and Q3, that.
Jonathan Cox says, if I can be happy where I am now, I'll be happy. Yeah, absolutely. Top 4 and just keep it clean at the start, and that's a good showing. So then, in the championship, by the way, as we start Q2, no Navy in the championship leader, and no Flying Sols, who's 3rd in the championship, who won, of course, last time out in Baku. But what a chance for him, 4 points off, 2nd in the championship. Dan Murphy, 4th in the championship, 19 points off the top. Jamie, 5th in the championship, 26 points. And then BP, and it's an absolute cluster in the midfield in the championship. You've got BP, Blaz, Jacob, Jonathan Cox, Co-Andy, Westy, Lennon, Knowlesy, RU Racing, all separated by absolutely nothing. And I think
tyre strategies now, isn't it? So which?
Well, this is it. What tyres are they going to go on? Of course, whatever they qualify in the top 10 in, they will start the race in. Slimbo has retired from session. Slimbo's got through the Q2 without setting a lap. That Cuban's worked out alright for him. There's an absolute flurry of cars. So who's top of that pile? Looks like a Mercedes. It's Jonathan Cox then.
There's a few risking going on the hards. BP, Blaz, Hillsrap, and
so
Jamie.
it'll be hard. I imagine hard mediums. I don't think many drivers will want to start if they can help it on the soft tyre. I've got a feeling we're going to get a lot of medium and hard runners. Unless, of course, anyone who does start on the soft tyres will absolutely get through to Q3. There's quite a gap between the mediums and the hards. That's not what I want, so that's what I want. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. So Jonathan Cox getting the coverage time there, the Italian-British driver.
Some comments, see what we've got, if any.
A medium tyres for Jonathan Cox. Looks like Thomas on mediums as well. BP, Blaz on hard. Hillsrap on hards. Jamie hards. Not that bad on the medium tyres. It could be a qualifying session with the likes of Not That Bad. Knowlesy, Vattino may go on the soft tyres and try and get themselves into Q3 and upset the apple cart. There's a look at the traffic on the map. And Hillsrap
has gone.
It has binned it, in fact. He's gone the same place as where Lucas has gone. On that bump on the tricky exit. And he is out of quali and a very rusty return And that'll be 15th. Slimbo's going to qualify 14th as it stands.
I think it was last year, didn't I have a full quali band somewhere? It started P9.
Incredible. So Slimbo, absolutely. Of course, Slimbo hasn't, bizarrely, Slimbo has not won a race in the Elite since season 1. He's won 5 races in his Elite League career, and they all came in season 1. Nothing since, and of course he was involved in the epic battle with Jamie and with Vanquish, which they went 10. Oh, and Jonathan Cox has invalidated his lap. So we'll go to Blaz. No, we'll go to Jamie, who's next behind him. And Jamie, of course, that's the fastest middle sector. But yeah, there was the final 12 laps. All 3 of them were nose to tail, and then Slimbo spun it. No, it was Jamie. Sorry, it was Jamie that spun it with 2 laps to go, and Vanquish in the end held on for the victory. It was absolute epic contest.
Just
that
going back
race.
to what you were saying, Dave, about qualifying. What's your favourite strategy? Would you stick to your optimal strategy if it meant you going out with Q2?
No.
Would you always want to be in Q3?
Jamie does a 19.2. I'd rather get into Q3. I don't want to start in the
every time for me.
If it means putting on softs. The thing is, with this new safety car patch now, it's as BP's invalidated his lap, it's changed things up. The virtual safety car, I've noticed, has come out a lot more in races, and the safety car has as well. So that mixes things up nicely. As yours, the fastest of the hard runners, which puts him in good stead. Not that bad. Let's have. Sorry, we need the. There we go. Thomas has done a fantastic time. The second air, not that bad. Same medium tyres. So who's out there at the moment? BP's going again, I think, on the hard tyres. Well, Westy's out on softs.
On the softs.
As BP's on the fastest first sector of anybody. So for the BP army, let's check out this lap from him. So fastest first sector on hard tyres. Locks it up though. Still manages to catch the apex. Gives the exit a bit of a wide berth. This is a tricky uphill corner chicane. So easy to lose it here as well. So easy to invalidate your time. Look nice, neat and tidy from BP. Another tricky section here. It's a tricky track. It really is a tricky track. I can't believe.
2 corners, isn't it?
Oh, is that a Renault off? I think a Renault is getting out the way. That's your getting out the way, thankfully. But BP still on course at the moment. It's looked neat and tidy, that's for sure. Wide exit, gets away with it though. Now all downhill, down the tricky little chicane there. Nice, lovely view here. Hit the apex is beautiful. Gets the exit a little bit late on the exit there to get the gas down. Gives the curve a bit of a wide berth. So what does BP do? 4th place, just behind your, just ahead of Blaz. I tell you what, again they're so close. Your Blaz, BP, and Jamie. Nothing between them. I tell you who I want to watch out for. I want to watch out for Westy. Here he is in the McLaren on the soft tyres.
His DRS is down. Didn't open his DRS.
Oh,
just put some life into the tyres.
I wonder if he's just scrubbing the tyres up then. In fact, he's invalidated his lap before he's even started it. That's why he's gone red. So I think Westy has run out the final turn, caught too much curb, and has invalidated that lap on the next lap. That's what looks like has happened.
Possibly.
Jonathan Cox says he's putting too much pressure on himself. Don't need to, Jonathan. Relax. He has struggled in qualifying. He's been out in Q2 twice this season already. Just needs to take it easy. He's absolutely capable, no doubt about it. Crazy power in the Renault side. Let's look right on board with the Italian driver. Yellow flags. That's Toro Rosso getting out the way of the McLaren. So Crazy Power missed the last race in Baku. I can't help but feel that could have been a race as well where Crazy Power could have been in the mix for his first ever IRC victory. He's had so many podiums as well. 7 IRC career podiums to his name. Again, a driver who has been so close to his first win but just hasn't managed to do it yet. And that Renault team, which is a very strong Renault team, you're on Crazy Power, are just starting to get going now.
Have we had a Jonathan Cox podium this year?
Not yet. Not yet. It will come.
Not yet in the word, yeah.
It will come. As the fastest middle sector from Crazy Power overall. It goes purple. Is he going to challenge Thomas at the top there? Renault currently 3rd in the Constructors' Championship. The Constructors' Championship is epically close. I'll run through that in just a minute, but there's 33 points separating the top 6 teams. Incredibly close. Here comes Crazy Power. Can he top the timesheets on the medium tyres? Jacob's gone second, so Crazy Power goes 3rd. So I don't think the first sector was too good, or the last sector, but it looks like then, if he was fast as the middle sector, he's got good downforce, which usually means good reliability, good stability, and good on your tyres. So Crazy Power goes third. Anybody out there at the moment? There is Bettino.
Cox coming through.
Cox coming through and goes up to third place.
P3.
Just 4 tenths off his Thomas, 2 tenths off his teammate. Jonathan Cox had the most podiums last season in the Super League, and of course his teammate Jacob had the most most poles, beg my pardon, and Jacob had the most poles in the Elite League last season. So this team is one of the best qualifiers out there, 2 of the best qualifiers out there, and already up to second.
I think we're going to see them times tumble when drivers take the gamble for the softs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 18-1 Thomas, I think, can be capable of the 16s in Q3. So let's go on board with Bettino then. About to start his flying lap now on the medium tyres as well, so nobody gambling on the softs. Westy's back in the pits, and Bettino has the track to himself. So let's take a ride with Bettino on board with the Brazilian driver. Down into 4th gear. Nice and easy in acceleration. That's what Hilsrap struggled at. And now a slight lift in the middle of the apex as Thomas is done for the session. He should be through. We'll see how the track evolutes. As it fastest first sector for Bettino. Looking good. Completely missed the apex there though. Down into the tricky downhill turn 5. Again, just catches the apex. Gives the curve a bit of a wide berth. Now down up to the tricky. Drop down 2 gears. Yes, into 4th. Not too much curb. It unsettles the car. Good on the exit as well. Again, the exit a little bit short. Big lift off there in the middle. The medium tyres don't quite give you the grip of the soft tyres. You don't quite have the confidence. What's his middle sector like? It's not gone purple, but it's not bad. I'll tell you what, this should throw him into the top 5. Oh, watch the apex. Yes, nicely recovered at the rear. Just tried to get away there from Bettino. Corrected it nicely. Now try and catch that curb. This is where you don't want to hit those massive bumpers as Bettino runs over one, because it completely unsettles the car. Flat out around the last turn onto the curb. Where can Bettino put himself up to? It's up to 6th place. A second off the top.
Looks steady as well.
Nice and steady. Ahead of Yor, ahead of Jamie, ahead of BP and Blaz. Now as it stands, Bettino on his debut would put himself into Q3. Outlap, so we've got Dan Murphy and Westy. Who's ahead? Westy's ahead. So let's ride on board with Westy. What can he do on the mediums? TTXS says they are not posting fastest sectors. Not at the moment, but it is Q2. They are on the harder compound tyres. Q3, we're going to see him bolt the softs back on, and then we'll see some fast sectors. I wonder if anyone will gamble on the softs then and get themselves into the top 10. Of course, Hilsrap and Slim are out. So, 3 more drivers to lose. And there's a purple sector from Westy, who runs the car out wide and onto the dirt, and that's cost him his lap. Pushing too hard, Westy. I'm pretty sure he'll whack the ERS back onto 0, save the fuel and try and go again. But Westy, with 4 minutes to go, putting himself under some pressure here, Matt.
There's not many, I was just looking through the tyre choices, there's not many risking the softs as yet, and most are on an outlap.
Yeah, the softs, but
not
you're
that
on
many
soft tyres, you're going to be lapping after 5-6 laps. People want the optimum strategy then over qualifying positions as it stands. Knowlesy also on the mediums, but Westy's going to have to go again. What about Dan Murphy? What's Dan Murphy up to at the moment? He's coming to the final sector now. That's where Lucas binned it earlier on. Nice shoulder shot there from Dan Murphy. 4th in the championship, having an absolutely fantastic season so far in the first 4 races. Has been the surprise of the season so far, no doubt about it. What can he do as he rounds the last corner? 3.5 minutes to go. Where can Dan put himself? The track should have ramped up a little bit, and puts himself 4th place, just half a second adrift, and someone's off. It's Jamie. No, it's not. It's Blaz. It's Blaz. Blaz has gone off in turn 2. We saw Hilsrap drop it earlier on.
He's invalidated as well, I think.
It's not gone red, but he was on a flyer.
His ARS has been turned right down.
Yeah, so Blaz is going to have to go again. He won't have time to pit and go back out, so he's going to have to. And Westy has pitted. Dan Murphy should be safe. That was a good lap there from Dan Murphy. Again, so much improved from last season. Blaz under the pressure then. So Westy under pressure with 3 minutes to go. That would be a massive shot if Westy was to go, and both McLarens would be starting outside the top 10. We've got BP on the cusp there as well. There is BP now. Is he on a flyer? I don't think he is. I think this is an outlap. Yeah, he's going slow, so it's not counting as a lap for BP. What about JB1 then? Another driver having a fantastic fastest first sector. The Dutchman is on it. Fastest, although saying that the first sector is only what 20 seconds long, and basically it's just one chicane and one long right-hander. But Jamie, 5th in the championship after a fantastic start in the first 2 races. There's
Knowlesy purple sector 2.
Knowlesy, let's watch out for Knowlesy. So Knowlesy will be the first to cross the line. So Knowlesy in the last sector now. Can he maintain this? I tell you what, Knowlesy has massively improved from last season already. Can he put himself into the top 10 again? He did it in Baku. Can he do it here in Spain? The answer is yes. As it stands, he goes 6th place. Dan Murphy is done in 4th. So BP is now out as Jamie abandons, and Jamie's in. And that will be his quali done. Wow, as BP starts his lap, so BP is 11th, Jamie is done. BP's got to find 0.3 of a second. Blaz as well will have
a bit
time.
Of traffic in front of him. Hoping he's getting out of the way.
And Westy is about to start a time as well, so yours on the cusp. Watch out for your guys. 2nd in the championship, that will be a huge surprise. Bettino could be through on his debut. What a great start for the Brazilian driver. First ever Brazilian in the IRC as well, we're delighted to say. Another different nationality to join the IRC. It's fantastic community we have here now. BP down to 12th. Jamie 1 has retired, so he is on the cusp. Blaz and BP.
Done that, I think he's just crossed the line.
BP fastest, purple middle sector. Sorry, Matt, sorry to cut you off there, Matt. BP purple middle sector. Could he throw himself to the top of the timesheets here? Can he keep it clean in the final sector? Bettino might have to go again. You're about to cross the line now, so You're stays 9th. Yours under pressure here, guys. Serious pressure. BP crosses the line and goes into 5th place. Great time there. Torosso 4th and 5th.
Struggling. He's not got that car planted. I was on a purple sector too, but it don't look very smooth.
So let's onboard Westy now. So you're on the cusp. Blaz on the cusp as well. You would be a massive shock. 2nd in the championship. The session is done. Knowlesy looks safely through. Not the bad could be through as well into Q3. Here comes Westy. Can he get himself through? Oh, he's fastest. Just as well. He is through. Bettino now on the cusp. You're, as it stands, is out. Oh, and with Navy Dave missing, what opportunity. Blaz puts himself 10th. Just through. Blaz hasn't been into Q2 yet. Bettino is out. Oh, 11th.
Yours, fastest purple sector 2.
Here we go then. 2nd in the championship, just 4 points off the championship lead. And he's under huge pressure here in the Renault. Can he knock Blaz? Blaz has not been through to Q3 yet. He'll be praying that there's a mistake here from Yor, but it looks clean and tidy, and Yor goes up to 3rd place, and Blaz is out. But he gets the choice of whatever tyres he wants, and Yor, survives and gets himself
a couple there that left it late. Westy, Yor.
That was close. There you go. So poor Blaz missed out by 1/10 of a second. And Bettino, look how close the times were at the back there. Wow. Just a Knowlesy scraped through. Well done, Knowlesy. Well done, BP as well. BP nicely through. Crazy Power as well. Crazy Power and BP are always together in qualifying in the race.
Jamie 1's a shock there for me.
Yeah, Jamie 1 probably the biggest shock there. Both Williams out in Q2 as well. Williams, who were top of the constructors after their first 3 rounds, now 5th. I'm saying not only 21 points off the top, but Jamie, yeah, that's and I wonder how many of those outside the top 10 will start on the hard tyres as well. So that's thrown it amongst the pigeons, hasn't it?
I can't believe we didn't see no softs checking the gamble, the ones that was out.
Yeah, so, Lucas didn't have a Q-ban BP.
No, I think he'd come back to the stream as Lucas was already out.
Yeah, Lucas didn't
I
have
think
a
he was just
Q-ban.
asking the question.
No, it was only Slim. Lucas served his Q-ban back in the next race in China. So here we go, Q3, the soft tyres are back on. Can we get into the 116s? Who can take pole position? Who are you backing on the stream, guys? Who's it going to be? Matt, who are you backing for pole?
I'll stick with Westy.
You're going to go with
You'll
Westy.
pole sitter.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
Carry on the trend, I think.
I'm gonna go for Jacob. I'm gonna back Jacob. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a shootout between Jacob, Thomas, Westy. I think those three are going to be in for or possibly even Jonathan Cox. You know, Jonathan Cox has shown some good pace as well. You're as well.
You can't really guess. You can't really call it, can you? You're guessing because any one of these could get it.
This could be absolutely fascinating. Not that bad at the front of the train. So he gets the coverage in this green helmet. The reigning Super League champion. Can he fight? Great to see him in the Q3. It's rare he's been into Q3 so far. Fantastic to see him and Jonathan Cox both last season's Super League drivers in Q3. Of course, no RU racing tonight, sadly. And can this man finally have some luck this season? He is overdue.
On the channel.
What's he saying there?
Basically saying if anybody had gambled and gone on the softs, they could have made the two-stop work by getting the clear air sooner.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think the pit window for the full grid now is going to be within 4 or 5 laps of each other.
If no virtual safety cars and safety cars which can friend, I think we're going to get some retirements. The track is so bumpy and off camber. There's so many places you can lose it and bin it. Tim Butler says Jonathan Cox of pole. He's not budging off that one, is he? So yeah, a very good point made there by Lennon. Very good point there. But as of course, Not That Bad went fastest, replaced by whoever the Mercedes is. I think it's Jacob behind him, but this looks like a nice lap so far. Let's ride on board with Not That Bad then. About to approach that tricky little uphill right left-hander off camber again. It's all about balance. Time trial does not mean a lot around this place. The setup you need is balance more than anything. Helps the tyre wear, helps stability, helps to win the race. Having a slippery car is not everything around here. To be honest with you, it's tricky enough to pass down the start-finish straight. It's not easy. Even having a slippery car, it's not easy to get it done. It's all about the traction out the corners around here, more than anything else. If you've got good traction out the corners, it doesn't matter how quick your car is on a straight line, you're not going to catch the car in front. Not That Bad, about to finish his lap now around the last corner. Is he in the 17s? He's not in the 16s. He's not in the 70s. It's an 18.3. I think there's more to come from Not That Bad. Where does Jacob put himself? Fastest 17.1. Fastest time of the session so far. Next is Serrano with Crazy Power. Crazy Power goes second, 8 tenths away. Then we have Yor coming on the start finish straight now. Where's Yor going to put himself in the other Renault? He goes second, 3 tenths off. It's a flurry now. Here comes Dan Murphy.
P3.
Murphy P3, great time there from Dan Murphy. As an invalidation from the Red Bull, Thomas invalidated his first time. So we've got the Haas. I've missed him. That's Knowlesy. Knowlesy starting his lap. Who have I missed? BP jumped to the 3rd place there. Look how close they are. BP, Dan Murphy, Crazy Power, Jonathan Cox 6th. Not That Bad at all. So close.
Next one to start time.
As Westy goes second. It's second for Westy then. And Jonathan Cox is out.
Well, Tim, I won't say it on mic.
So Jonathan Cox is done then. Has he binned it? I can't find him. I can't find him. No.
You go on board with Westy, you should see him.
Let's go on board with Westy. Where is the Mercedes? Is it still there? He has.
Yeah, just strange place to bin it.
Unless he's retired, but unless he's trying to save tyres. But Jonathan Cox then. Well, that's a shocker. Westy second then. So Jacob fastest as it stands. But what about Thomas? Here he comes now. The Lithuanian driver. Only third. Look at the time. Same time as Westy, pretty much. What about Knowlesy?
Yeah, Jonathan Cox binned it on his in-lap.
Ouch. What a... As Knowlesy is 10th. Stays 10th, 1.5 adrift. So, that's the first round of runs done. And as you can see, Jacob, 2 attempts clear. Westy and Thomas matching their Q1 times. You're in the mix as well. And then BP, Dan Murphy, Crazy Power, Cox, not that bad, and Knowlesy, all very close behind. And now we'll get a slight lull as we build up to the final runs. And,
You're sticking with Jacob?
I am sticking with Jacob. I still think there's a 16 in there. So Jonathan Cox, yeah, Jonathan Cox, Bennett. Not the end of the world, still top 10. Just needs that clean start, doesn't he? Just needs that clean start.
Run and grab a quick drink, Dave. I'll be back in a minute.
Alright, thanks for letting the world know.
No, you're right. That's what we're here for.
So look at that, top 4 separated by 3 attempts on a second. Then BP, sort of best of the rest. Hot on confidence after his fantastic second place last time out in Baku. He really has started his season, hasn't he? So it's Mercedes from McLaren, from Red Bull, from Renault, from Toro Rosso, Renault, Mercedes, Racing Point and Haas as it stands. But that is going to change, no doubt about it. Are you? I imagine, Tim, you've been changing your prediction for pole position from Jonathan Cox. Don't forget, as we've seen already this season, qualifying means absolutely nothing because the races have thrown up so much excitement and drama that we have seen completely different results. Now Jacob with 5 minutes to go, going round again. Interesting choice from Jacob. Jacob currently 35 points off the championship lead, but Navy Dave will not score round here. You're second in the championship, currently 4th, so a great chance here for Jacob with a clear track to make up a haul of points on the championship leaders. Just hasn't got going. Of course, he binned it late in Australia after running in 3rd place. Did manage to finish 10th and binned it late on in Bahrain after, again, in 3rd position. 2 laps to go, put it in the wall. And it's been absolute frustration. He had a good comeback through the field, driving China, finishing in 4th. And mistakes galore. Last time out in Baku meant that he could only finish in 6th place. But this guy, if he can just hook it up and get it together, it's no doubt a championship contender. 3rd in time trial around the world. What can he do now? This will be his final run. Slams the DRS wide open and charges down to turn 1. Mercedes 6th in the constructors, 41 points, just 33 off Red Bull at the front. Red Bull 13 points ahead of Toro Rosso. Renault are 3rd, 18 points behind. Alpha are 4th, having a fantastic season. Just 20 points behind. Williams 5th, 21 points behind. Then Mercedes 6th, 33 points behind. Haas 7th, 42 off top. Racing Point and McLaren next up, 16 and 15 points. And Ferrari, possibly the biggest shock with the team they have. And Jacob's invalidated his lap. Going through the constructors there, and Jacob has invalidated his lap. And that is not what he wanted. Now, he may have time to come in and whack a fresh set of softs on and go again. Nobody else out there. Here comes the Red Bull. And it's Thomas. So here comes Thomas. Will Jacob bring it in the pits, or will he go again? Has he saved those soft tyres, which go off so quick round here? I think... Oh, what would you do? Would you pit again, or would you go round? I wonder if Jacob is going to go round again. So Thomas out on track as well on his outlap. Jacob is going round again. So here we go. Has he taken too much out of his soft tyres? The young English driver. Tim changes his prediction to Thomas, the Lithuanian driver. The Lithuanian driver who, on his debut last week in Baku, qualified pole. He was out in front before he binned it and brought out the safety car in Baku. Can he put that right here again? And in fact, he's made a mistake. He's made a mistake and he's backed right out of it because the yellow flags came out and I think he went off. He's on his outlap, of course, and Jacob's invalidated again. I don't believe it. And has Jacob got fuel to go round again? He's invalidated both his flying laps.
Gone very early, didn't he?
He went early, works just as well now. So Thomas will be the next man to do his flyer. He's about to start letting out everybody out on track except Jonathan Cox, who is out the session. Pressure on the pole sitter, who's struggling to get round and go again. So what can Thomas do? Westy, your BP, Murphy, Crazy Pad, not a bad, and Nosey all out there in their flying runs. But now it's the Red Bull flying down to turns 1 and 2. A lot of curb there for Thomas, but that car looks beautifully balanced. Hits the apex, let the car run out wide. That looks perfect from Thomas. What's the Sector 1 time? He is fastest overall in Sector 1. Wow. Thomas is on it, the Lithuanian driver. Consensus second pole in 2 races. Jacob is just coming round to start his flyer again now. This will be his 3rd lap on that set of soft tyres. Has he got the fuel? Nosey also starting his flying lap, and everybody else about to start their flyers now. But here comes Thomas, about to finish Sector 2. Are we going to see purple again on the map? No, we're not, and Jacob is done. He is retired. Nothing more for Jacob can do. Nosey has, I think, crashed into the back of Jacob's retired car. Nosey is out. So what can Thomas do? It wasn't purple middle sector. Can he get onto the front row of the grid? Can he take pole position? Round the last corner to give it a wide berth, and he does!
There's your 16.
It's a 16.9. 2 tenths. There's chaos out there at the moment. So who is next to cross the line? It's BP, but he stays in 5th. I've got a feeling Jacob retired on track, and unfortunately Nosey has hit the back. Yours gone fastest in the middle sector. Hold on a minute. You're is fastest in the middle sector. It's gone purple. Can he get his first pole position of the season? Oh, running slightly out wide. Thomas is done. Jacob is done. Lovely helicopter shot here of the Renault as it dances through the final chicane, gets the gas down, a long right-hander, and now nothing to do but put the pedal to the metal, and Yor goes second. It's 2 tenths, or just under 2 tenths off, but he's on the front row.
West is not improving. He may improve, but not by enough, I don't think.
What about Crazy Power, the Italian driver? Dan Murphy 4th. Wow, he really has got some great speed. Crazy Power, 6th place for Crazy Power, just ahead of his good friend BP. And that is the grid.
I think that Westy into 2nd, not 3rd.
Westy first, so Jacob drops to 5th. 4th or 5th then. Wow, how that changed quick. Jacob 4th. So it's 2nd pole position in 2 races. And on the front row is the Greek driver. Yo, we've got Lithuanian and Greek driver at the front of the grid. Great to see. Westy did improve, but only to 3rd place. Jacob 4th. Dan Murphy 5th. Right in the mix as well. Crazy Power BP yet again. Nothing separating them. Jonathan Cox in the end managed to get away with it in 8th place. As not that bad. And hopefully Nosey can get back in.
Has he left?
He's just left the session. Hopefully Nosey can rejoin. So, Matt, you're back in to win this race.
Oh, my guessing. So you can't back anybody. The field's it's that good, you can't pick anybody. I'll go with Dan Murphy. I backed him last week.
Oh,
he messed up, but I hope he redeems himself this week.
Right, I've got my commentary box on.
You got it on.
My commentary box is on. This might get noisy. Oh, it's limited my vision here. Like looking at my post box. Oh, let me take it off the mic. That's going to be horrible for the stream. There we go. There we go. So, 18 drivers.
Are you calling one day? Are you picking? Choosing?
I am going to pick. Nosey has rejoined. I'm going to go redemption for Thomas. I think Thomas is going to take this one. It's going to be, of course, he should have won in Baku. His own mistake in the castle section cost him victory there. I think he's going to bounce back here and pick up victory. I don't know what you guys are predicting on this, watching on the stream on YouTube. Of course, he'll have the formation lap. And there we go. So it's Red Bull from Renault as I set up. So let's go with the tyres. What tyres have they all gone for? And wow, it's all pretty much mediums across the board except Hilsrap and Lennon, who have gone for the harder compound tyres. So let's go through the grid. Thomas, second pole in 2 races, should have won in Baku last time out. Pole position, can he get redemption? You're second in the championship, 4 points off the top there in second place. Westy, third place. McLaren got a fantastic podium last time out in his last race in China with a second place. He's 38 points off the top. A good haul of points would definitely close him up to Navy. Jacob, is this the race that Jacob can finally get himself on the podium? He is currently 35 points off top, 8th in the championship. Dan Murphy, yet again, 4th in the championship, 19 points off top and sitting pretty there in 5th place. Crazy Power, best qualifying of the season for him so far. His season has not got going, only 4 points at the moment, hoping to add to that haul of points, and Renault's good haul of points so far. BP, 1.2 seconds off winning in Baku last time out. They're in 7th place. Jonathan got a car off in the background. Jonathan Cox, 8th place. Not that bad. Can he finally avoid punches and avoid trouble? And finally, get a good haul of points. Not that bad. It's joined by Knowlesy in 10th place. Blaz is 11th.
In the background.
It was Hilsrap who really has not completed the lap yet, I don't think. Blaz, 11th. Vittino on his debut, the Brazilian driver, in 12th place. Jamie, 13th. Slimbo, what can he do there in 14th place? Goes well round here. Can he get a bit of luck and charge through the field? Hilsrap returns to 15th. Lucas, my word, this guy needs some luck in 16th. And Lennon is 17th. 17 runners and riders. This is going to get frantic.
Has Knowlesy got back in his car?
Hopefully. Is there a gap on the grid? Is Knowlesy on the grid? I hope so. There's a gap there, unfortunately. The cars all lining up. Looks like Knowlesy's not taking his place, unfortunately. I don't know what has happened there. It's Thomas from Yor. No Navy Dave. The championship leader is missing for this race. Can Yor take advantage? Can Thomas get redemption? It's 5 lines and the Spanish Grand Prix is go. And it's a good start from Yor. Did Yor get the jump on Thomas? And already Dan Murphy's past Jacob. Oh, and Crazy Power pushed onto the grass. But it's Thomas who leads from Yor. And here comes Westy and Dan Murphy. Can they all get through turn 1 safe? It looks like they have. No trouble with the back either. So it's clean from everybody so far. Crazy Power is up a place as well. And Jacob down to 5th. As Westy jumps to 2nd place. He's jumped Yor. And Jacob looking at Jonathan Cox. Sorry, on BP. Great start by Jonathan Cox. He's up 2 places. A fantastic start.
Battling in the back. P10, P11 both up 3 places.
Yeah. Great start from Slimbo and Jamie. Fantastic start, in fact, and Slimbo trying to move on the outside of Jamie, who's trying to move, and not that bad, has got through lap 1 unscathed so far. Great
Brilliant
start
racing from everyone.
And this is brilliant. Are they all going to get through that little tricky? Oh, there's an Alfa Romeo in the background. Lennon that's fighting with the car there, but we are all through, and look at the times then. Look at the map. Everyone's made it, and they're going to get through with no damage as Lucas and Hilsrap are fighting tooth and nail. Oh, and the Ferrari trying to go on the inside of the racing point with Lennon watching behind. This is probably the first ever race I've seen Lennon make up no places at the start. And again, they're still wheel to wheel. There's 2 Greek drivers. Hilsrap on the harder compound tyres, of course. Meanwhile, they'll start finishing straight. It's Thomas from Westy from Yor.
Dan Murphy going from Yor.
He's going to have a move here, Dan Murphy. Jacob right behind as well. Jonathan Cox made a fantastic start, and not the bad past Crazy Power. Is that them side by side? Come on, camera view. Yes, not that bad has passed him as a move in the background as well. Looks like Jamie's still fighting off Slimbo. Action absolutely everywhere. Oh, that's BP running on the AstroTurf there, and Dan Murphy again fighting off Jonathan Cox. Fighting off Jacob Bradbury, sorry. And there is Jonathan Cox, and there is BP right in the mix as well.
I think two Mercedes drivers can work this one together, climbing the field. I know Jonathan Cox is up 2 places, Jacob's down 1, but look as though they're on the back of Dan Murphy.
Absolutely fantastic start from Thomas, absolutely what he needed, but Westy is lovely in position there. They're all in the medium tyres, and I can't believe it. I think for the first time ever, there was no pit stops after lap 1. We are racing. And everybody has kept it brilliantly clean. This is why the Elite League is the Elite League. This is what we come to expect. Westy is keeping himself from the DRS zone to Thomas. That's crucial. You're just a second behind. Dan Murphy tucked up behind the Renault rear wing there as well. There is Jacob. There is Jonathan. There is BP. Look at the train of cars. It's a huge track. The whole field is still on the start finishing straight. DRS is available. And Westy is tucked up right behind Thomas's rear wing here.
Bettino's gone for a move on Blas. Very clean. Made it sticking to 10-1.
And there is the Brazilian driver who's dropped a couple of places at the start, but back up to 12th place, or where he started. Blas going backwards through the field, unlike him. As Jamie Wright trying to fend off Slimo. Slimo trying the inside. Taking a bit of a gamble there is Slim. Where are they going to re-emerge? There's the McLaren. Slimo trying to get on with it. That McLaren pairing.
Jacob and Dan Murphy. I think Jacob's going to wait for the DRS.
Yeah, Jacob, you can't help but feel will want to pass Dan Murphy ASAP because the front three are just starting to stretch their lead slightly. Westy will have DRS open. You're doesn't. And Westy gets even closer to the back of the Red Bull there. You're in third place, but I wonder if Jacob waits for the start-finish straight. Doesn't want to...
DRS turned down to 0. I think he'll whack it up to the start-finish straight.
Yeah, watch out for that one. BP, right on the back of Jonathan Cox has got not that bad. They're in 8th place. Oh, I'm praying for a good race for this man. He needs it, and he's having a good one there in a good battle there with Crazy Power as BP picks up a penalty in the first 3 laps. That is not what BP wants. Right, DRS, where is Jacob? There's Jacob, and he's fighting, and he does the fastest third sector, and surely gets the move on Dan Murphy down the inside. In fact, he's done it, and BP trying to pass Jonathan Cox around the outside. Oh, don't any contact. Jonathan Cox bangs wheels, and it's gone, and it's gone.
He's out. He's out.
Oh, safety car! And the safety car is out! Oh, there.
Is it too early for the gamble, do you think? I think it is.
Way too early. Way too early for the gamble. Hards won't go to the end, but... I'm going to have to see that one again. Did BP get damage? He didn't.
Nope, no damage.
Oh, so...
See if we've got any comments from him.
Jonathan Cox is out. Trying to go around the outside. Oh, sorry, BP had the outside. Cox had the inside. It just seemed like they banged wheels in the middle of the apex. And the safety car is out.
Deployed again.
Yeah, second time in 2 races. Blas has got a penalty for corner cutting under the safety car. Blas, come on, man. You don't need to be doing that, but that's I tell you who that really does favour. That favours Jacob massively. He just got past Dan Murphy, and now he'll be right on the back. I tell you what, this front 4 are going to be fantastic to watch. And I tell you what, look at the Toro Rossos running 5th and 6th. They're currently 2nd in the championship, right behind Red Bull. If
anybody does go in,
I just don't. I just think it's too early. Safety car is waiting, as you can see there on the exit of turn 3.
We have Lennon in. He's got rid of the hards, I think.
Ah, of course. So Lennon now on equal kilter, and who else was sat on the hard tyres? So it wasn't Lucas. It was it Hillsrap? So Hillsrap decided to stay out.
No, it was
Hillsrap. Yeah, Hillsrap on the hard tyres. So Lennon pits then. So is it mediums or softs for Lennon? It's mediums. So that could be a savvy move. Nothing to lose. He's at the back anyway.
2 sets, do you reckon?
Yeah, he'll have to stop again.
He'll have to stop from there.
But the good thing is, Lennon, he can put on mediums again. Whereas the front runners are going to have to put on hard. So Lennon now is done with the hard tyres. It's mediums all the way to the end for him. And I tell you what, if he can get through the field nice and cleanly, this could equal points for Lennon. That could be a very smart move, and I wonder if Hillsrap will follow suit, knowing that Lennon's done the same. Hillsrap would only drop 2 places. He's out the points anyway, and if I was Hillsrap, I think that's a good move. Get yourself on the medium tyres. The hards definitely won't go to the end yet. We're not in that range, so let's take
that does bring in another safety car for Lennon as well.
Well, yeah, another safety car would really play into his hands. Although saying that, it depends what stage in the race we'll be at. So, Thomas from Westy up 1 place from start. You're down 1 place. Jacob has retained 4th after repassing Dan Murphy. The 2 Toro Rossos running lovely line of stern there. BP looks like a new man since his podium in Baku. Great to see. Not that bad. 7th place, but not that bad. My fingers are... I'm not going to jinx him. I'm not going to jinx him. I'm just going to nod my head. So far, so good. Crazy Power in 8th place. Jamie up 4 places. And of course, don't forget, the guys like Jamie, Slimbo, who qualified outside the top 10, will have fresher mediums, of course. Their tyres will be in a lot better condition than the guys at the front, which could play into advantage. Now, Hillsrap does pit. Wise move. That's the only option for Hillsrap. He would have been a sitting duck on the restart when those hard. So good move there from Hillsrap. Following then onto the medium tyres. Car number 13. Same as old Pastor Maldonado. He's got a... Oh, no, it's a glitch. Sadly, Knowsley didn't take part in the race. I wonder what happened there.
It's posted a link in the chat, but I won't read it.
I can't see anything because it's a stupid box on my head. So, there is a safety car. Hopefully we can get a clean restart, but the restart in Baku was messy. Some drivers losing their front wings as well, so I'm hoping for a good restart. Yes, we don't mention safety cars and restarts in Baku. Super League got very, very messy last week, but it's a learning curve. We haven't had safety cars in a long time, so it's a learning curve.
I was just surprised at how late you get the warning that he's coming in.
It always comes out. It always comes out at the end of sector 2. So if you start, and of course in Baku, as there you go, sector 2, the safety car coming in this lap.
Yeah, but you see how much time, how the difference is on this track to last week.
Oh yeah, because
he's got to back the pack up.
In Baku, the end of sector 2 is very late in the lap. So Thomas will
You're
take.
at the end of sector 2 in the castle. Last week doesn't happen.
No, it was end of sector 2 is just before the start finish, the final left-right hander in Baku.
Yeah, what I'm saying is if you've got the message.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So Thomas retakes control. Well, hopefully they can all. Oh no! Westy's hit Thomas, and front wing damage for the McLaren. Westy backing him up in the chicane, and that's cost Westy. It's cost him his end plate. Green flag, and now Yule will sense blood from the McLaren, and Westy, I don't think. Well, did he get caught out? I wonder if he got caught out. Hillsrap didn't catch the back of the field. He's got a bit left behind. So, side-by-side action there between Blaz and Lucas. Can they avoid contact? This is Lucas trying to pass Blaz. Blaz going backwards. He's usually going forward in the races, but has not enjoyed the restart. Oh, Lucas. Yeah, Lennon looking involved as well. And Bradbury's passed. Jacobs passed Westy. Westy's going down the field. And there goes Dan Murphy into 4th place. Oh, it's all going wrong for Westy. Oh, in fact, good racing here for Westy. He's keeping out the way. I tell you what, that is commendable racing from Westy. Not that. I'm not going to say it, but a certain driver's 6th place that I'm very happy about.
He's not that bad.
So he isn't that bad as Westy. Oh, what a shame.
Credit for that though. I like to see that. Could have fought the positions.
As the Tino slightly unsure what to do behind. Now Westy gets out of the way. Yeah, I tell you what, that is absolute respectful and credit to Westy. And of course, another safety car brings him back in the race. I've got nothing but time for that. In the meantime, Thomas has a 1.7 lead over York. And there's Jacob. Is this a race Jacob can finally get himself onto the podium at the front? Will he have a go here? No,
he's got to try the hardest to the end.
It's worth the gamble. He'll get a bit of an undercut. He's got the speed, no doubt about it. The safety car comes out. His race is saved. So York has struggled in the restart a little bit, just ahead of Jacob. Dan Murphy and BP. Look at the 2 Toro Rossos. And there is that other driver that I'm not going to jinx. And Slimbo passing Crazy Pal down the inside. Oh, don't make contact. Oh, look at this. Crazy Pal have the inside again. Slimbo has not got the move done here. Good fighting here from the Italian driver. Jamie's up to 7th place. What a race by Jamie. 5th in the championship. And still side by side. This is epic stuff here. And Slimbo just gets the move done. That was fantastic. So Slimbo up to 8th, nicely making the way through the field for him. Hasn't scored a point yet, I don't think, Slimbo. 19 drivers have scored points. I don't think Slimbo has yet. I have to check that. No, Crazy Power's lost a ton of time there, and now Vittino on his debut in the points as well. The Brazilian driver in the Haas. There he is. Was that a car for the background? No, no,
it wasn't. But it looked like it.
Yeah, it wasn't just me. Right, DRS open. Your fastest lap. I tell you what, you took 4/10 of a second out of Thomas in that lap alone. But now DRS is open. Damn, Murphy.
Jacob's the only one in DRS, so another car in front, I think.
And Jamie right behind, not that bad as well. Right behind, not that bad, because there they are. This is by far not that bad's best race in the Elite League so far, without a doubt. No, I've said too much. Don't jinx it. Let's go on to Slimbo. He's got some big company behind him with Slim. Jamie looking racy. This is going to be tough to call. Jacob is going to want to pass you quickly because Slimbo is quickly carving his way through, and Jamie looks like he's got speed as well. We could be in for a fantastic battle as Westy is...
He looks hungry, does Jacob. He wants to get...
Jacob's out! Safety car! Jacob has binned it on the top of the hill! Oh, Jacob! Jacob!
Now will we see a flurry of pit stops? I feel sorry for BP and Dan Murphy. They can't box together, can they?
No, of course they can't. Great point. And Crazy Power made queue behind your pits. Jacob has binned it again, pushing too hard.
BP
no, Thomas doesn't pit. Your doesn't pit. Murphy does.
Dan Murphy does.
Not that bad does. Oh, come on, not that bad. Jamie pits as well. Wow, tell you what. It's worked out beautifully. Slimbo goes on.
Thought we'd get flurry, but I thought we'd got a few more than this.
We have. Of course, it benefits Lennon. Look at Lennon. Lennon Hilsarap. They pitted under the first safety car. They're now 7th and 8th. That's worked good for them. So what tyres? I imagine the hards. So 2 safety cars in the first 10 laps. Westy gets the reprieve. Of course, Westy will now catch the back of the pack up. And he stopped.
He'll catch the back, but he won't get any further upfield, will he?
Well, he won't get these ones. Well, 2 safety cars in the first 10 laps around Spain. Jacob is not happy. Jacob not happy, let's put it that way.
I think that was more of his own doing, to be fair.
Just pushing too hard again. Look, he probably caught the curb. You catch too much curb. It's a blind crest. If you've got a driver's point of view, if you're riding on the cockpit, it's an absolute blind crest over that as they're going over it now. Let's see if I can get on board with anybody. The camera's too high. If you're in cockpit view, that bend, as you can see, Dan Murphy over there, that's blind. And if you get on the gas too early or hit those curbs and the car is unsettled, you're gone. As we found with Jacob, Jacob's season really has not got going. Slimbo is P4 up 10.
Slimbo in a cracking position.
Dan Murphy rejoined, by the way, in P9. This race has just been blown wide open. Different strategies already.
Dan Murphy's gone back on the mediums as well, so he will have to pit again.
Oh, has he? He has. Not that bad's gone on hards. As Blaz pits. So Blaz pits, he'll go to the back of the field, but he'll be done for pit stop wise. Any more safety cars, this will benefit them. We've had 2 in the first 10 laps, so who knows what could happen. Did Vittino pit as in that for? Let's see who has pitted. So yes, Vittino did pit.
Yes, he did.
He's gone on to medium. He's stayed on mediums then. So interesting. Medium, so they're going to have to pit again. But if safety car comes back out, you might as well. In fact, you could probably go on softs.
I tell you what.
No, Vittino's on hards. Sorry,
not
Vittino's
that bad because the highest placed hard runner was stopped.
Yes. So the Vittino's
car. If he can get them to the end.
Well, let's
and stay with the cars in front.
All of a sudden, this race has turned totally unpredictable. Vittino showing he's on mediums. He's actually on the hard tyres. That's wrong. Lucas, 12th place. Westy back up to 13th. So I tell you what, Westy, courteous to let all the drivers through. We'll get a slight reprieve. Vittino. Oops, like the grass there.
Quiet showing from Lucas. We've not really mentioned him, have we?
No, we saw him battling with. No, I tell you what, can they all have I tell you what, if I was if I was BP, I would be cautious of Thomas. Safety car's in this lap, so it's in straight away. So Blaz will catch the back of the field, but last time Thomas backed them up in the chicane at the very end. They've got to be careful of that again. It's the BP army out there. BP is third again for the second race running. He didn't pit, so Toro Rossos are splitting their strategy. Oh, hello, we've missed loads of comments here. BP army is out. Look at all the BP army.
Yeah, they're out.
GIJS says, come on BP. Where's the BP army? Where's the Rackety army? I'll tell you what, yeah, they are absolutely out. So here we go, restart.
Can they all make it clean? Not that bad. See how close he can keep to the front runners.
Here we go again.
Doesn't have to pit again.
And Lennon's out. Oh, there's debris. There's been a crash at the back. Lennon is out, and it looked like there was all carnage at the back. Someone else lost debris as well. So Lennon is. What a shame for him. And look at BP all over the back of Yaw. Thomas has not had a good restart at all. And there is Slim. There's Slim. Can he get his first Elite League win since season 1?
He's got to fancy it, I think.
Kaz says, come on BP. Yeah, the BP army absolutely out in force, and BP can sense something here. Yellow flag still out in sector 3 for Len. Len looks like he's hit the pit wall. Thomas can't get away from Yaw. Half a second. There is the Renault. I tell you what, Yaw can take a massive step to the championship lead with a good result here. There is BP. There's Slim. Crazy Parasol. Both Renaults in the top 5. Hilsarap into 6th place. Where's Not That Bad gone? Of course, 8th place. But Hilsarap stopped under the first safety car with Slim. First race back of the season, of course, reserve driver now, but he is there in 6th place. Dan Murphy, 7th place. He's on fresh mediums, of course, Not That Bad. In 8th place, Jamie Knight for Tino on his debut there in 10th. Everybody is nose to tail. Westy 12th, but look, there is Thomas. Can Yaw stay within DRS range? Slim, like he's lining up a move on BP there. Crazy Power there. Just keeping a watching brief as ever. BP and Crazy Power together on track. Slimbo.
Jamie's gone for a move on Not That Bad.
And he's done it. And he's done it. Good move by Jamie. Jamie on the charge. Of course, now he's the leading hard runner. And Jamie, who hasn't won since Hungary last season, is in a really good position here.
And they're only 3 laps old as well.
Yep, they'll go to the end. 20 laps, 23 laps. They will go to the end of the race. No doubt about that. Dan Murphy will have to stop again, and he is just ahead of Jamie. And trying to get a move done on Hilsarap, who's on slightly older tyres. And of course, these boys are a lot older tyres than Hilsarap. We've got an absolute mix of strategies out there. And Yaw is still in DRS. Oh, look at the cars. That's where Jacob lost it, of course.
This is what we've been screaming out for, the safety car, though, isn't it?
And it's completely mixed up the race. So Thomas just, well, Yaw's just out of DRS now, and BP also just out of DRS from Yaw, but Slimbo is tucked up right behind the Toro Rosso rear wing. What a recovery drive from Slim. He hasn't won since season 1. Crazy Power also right there in the mix as well. Thomas will survive the BP pits. Ooh, and so does Crazy Power. As I said it, always together. Always together, and there they are. I can't help but feel they should have done that under the safety car. I don't know. I just think that's not the best of moves. They've maybe, we'll find out, got that slightly too late. There's Dan Murphy right behind the back of Hilsarap, who is running in 4th place. 4th place. What a return after a dreadful, didn't do 1 lap in qualifying, and there he is in a great position here. But Dan Murphy on far fresher rubber will be dying to get through. For his strategy to work, he needs to pass Hilsarap. Who was that picking up the dirt there? Thomas. It was Thomas, because Yaw's right behind him. Look at this for the leader of the race then. You're not opening his DRS, mind you. Has he got a DRS problem? But Thomas made a little error there. BP and Crazy Power are done in terms of strategy-wise. The pack is still so close together. But now Thomas under huge pressure from Yaw, and Slim has been released in 3rd place, just 2 seconds back. This is wide open, guys.
Quietly gone about his business as Slim.
He really, well, he was helped massively by the safety car. Didn't pit, of course, but has got the jobs done. He's done some good overtakes. Hills Wrap fastest lap of the race. Hello. Go on, Hills Wrap. And again, your DRS not open. Yours got a DRS problem. I can only imagine. His DRS is broken. It's not opening, and Slim is catching. Westy and Lucas side by side. And Westy gets... no, sorry, doesn't. Lucas gets back through on Westy. 9th and 10th place now. Not that bad. Sorry, I missed the penalty, but not that bad. Picked up another penalty, and how close this field is. That could be costly. We are just about halfway through the race as what has been an action-packed race. 2 safety cars, and at the front of the field, Hills Wrap's right behind Slimbo in DRS range.
Over and the field, I think it's Jamie.
Marcus Smith says, evening all, what have I missed? A lot. 2 safety cars in the first 10 laps. Jacob is out. That's a massive shock. Again, qualifying has meant absolutely nothing because the order. I'll get the position changes for you. Dan Murphy's done the fastest middle sector of anybody. The position changes. Look at that. Slim up 11. Hills up 11. Jamie up 7. Lucas up 7. Big losers as well. But we've got a complete mix of strategies out there right now. And you all will have DRS. Is it fixed? Will it open? It's not. It's not opening, and Slim is still catching, and he's bringing Hills Wrap and Dan Murphy with him, and Jamie as well, who hasn't got to stop. Don't forget, Jamie has not got to stop, and he's in a million ties. And Lucas and Westy going, no, in fact, it's Lucas and Bettino going side by side, and Lucas gets through in the Brazilian driver on his debut, up to 8th place for Lucas.
Good showing from Bettino up to now. He's not seen any misdemeanors.
No, although he may get passed here as well by Westy. Westy may follow Lucas through. Bettino going defensive though. Westy can't get the move done there, but Lucas on hard tyres as well. Bettino could be on for some points, but he got 13 runners left. It's all go at the moment, but his DRS is broken, which means he cannot capitalise on Thomas at the moment. Yeah, look, DRS buzzer went, and it's not open.
It's shown on his screen.
Yeah, it's just Hills are out. Look at Slim fighting off. Hills are up, and Dan Murphy is there. Jamie's backed off a little bit. Marcus Smith says, wow, yeah, it's been, for the Spanish Grand Prix, it's been an absolute thriller. Not that bad. It's got a bit of a queue behind him, by the way. Not that bad has Lucas. Westy, Thomas pits. And your pits. Will Slim pit? Yes, he does. So Hills are up on his return to Elite League Racing. His first race of the season, and he leads. Lap 17, he has got to stop again. Dan Murphy also does in second, but Jamie in 3rd place. Hasn't won since Hungary last season, has not got to stop again. And nor has Lucas, nor has Not That Bad. Bettino has, no, Bettino's on hards. Ignore that, it says yellow on his screen. He's on hards, and Westy is back up into 7th place after losing his front wing. In 2nd place behind the safety car. He's back up to 7th. He can get a podium out of this. I tell you what a recovery that would be. Thomas is down in 9th place. And he's got to come through the field. He's got to pass Blaz. Oh, here's that penalty.
Lucas, not that bad. Good for a penalty to get them tyres to the end. A podium, sorry.
Well, Thomas is now on fresh rubber. Thomas is going to have to pass Blaz, Westy, Bettino, Not That Bad. He's going to have to pass all these cars on track to get back to the front.
The only one we know that has to pit again is Dan Murphy.
Yeah, and Hills Wrap. Hills Wrap as well has definitely got to pit if I can...
Hills Wrap doesn't, does he? Because he started on that.
Well, he doesn't, but he will have. He's done 11 laps already.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way he's going to the end of those tyres. Look at the position changes. Hills are up, leads. Fantastic. Lucas, is this finally the race where the Greek driver Lucas has some luck? Not That Bad's got Bettino back on him. I tell you what, Bettino might get a move here on Not That Bad. DRS wide open. Not That Bad goes defensive. Weston looking interested in the background as well. Down the inside for the Brazilian driver and through into 5th place. Great racing out there, and there is Westy tucked up behind the Racing Point rear wing as well. Blaz is in 8th place there, he's not too far adrift. The Bettino going defensive, he doesn't want to get that position back up to...
Westy's hanging onto the back of the Not That Bad as well.
I wonder if Westy's just biding his time. Just biding his time and see what's going to happen. Dan Murphy, 1.4 off the lead. Jamie is a man in the best position at the moment. Wow, what a shock if Jamie won this from outside the top 10. Would he lead the championship? I need to get the standings back up in front of me, but it would certainly be close. Des Lucas in the background. Jamie's led the championship once, and that was when he won the Hungarian Grand Prix last year, and then it all went sour for him after that. But he looks like he has come back after the winter break. A much stronger driver. He's 26 points. If he was to win today, and Yule didn't finish too well, and of course no Navy, he would lead or be 1 point behind the championship. Absolute gaggle of cars here. Look at this. Lucas, Bettino, not that bad. Westy, Blaz. And of course Thomas will be catching it very soon.
Oh, we got fastest lap up to now.
Dan Murphy catching Hills up. I'll keep an eye on that. Now we're going to get some moves here. Not that bad is back up behind Bettino. Trying to move. Thomas fastest lap. There you go, Matt.
That's that one then.
That's answered your question, but Yor is still right behind him. There is Yor. And there's Slimbo in the background, just 2.5 behind. Oh, this could get fantastic. Slimbo's catching him as well. And BP there, not too far back in the background as well. I tell you, don't write BP off yet. And Crazy Power just a second behind. I tell you what.
You can't write anybody off.
Who knows? Another safety car could really mix it up. Who knows what's going to happen? Dan Murphy 1.4 there behind the racing point of Hills a Wrap. Lucas
Just,
getting...
thinking about Dan Murphy, and I'm wondering if he's, well, I assume he will be now, hoping for, like I say, hoping for safety car with about 7-8 laps to go.
But I tell you what, for Dan Murphy, this battle with Bettino, not that bad, Westy and Blaz, it's helping Dan get away. Dan Meister, and of course Thomas and Yor will catch this group soon and will get held up as well. So Dan Murphy and Yor may still be in with a shout.
Safety car neutralises the time, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it does. Oh, we've got 13 laps to go already.
Tyres to the softs and a safety car.
Oh, I tell you what, I forgot about that. Of course, Dan Murphy and Hills would probably put on the soft tyres. As Bettino going super defensive with Not That Bad. Now Not That Bad surely close enough to have a go. Down the inside, Bettino on the outside. And Not That Bad, can he retake it? Oh, great racing. No contact. And Bettino fighting tooth and nail on his debut. What a fantastic debut from Bettino here. Westy would be dying to get through. Who was that fastest lap? Was that Slimbo fastest lap?
I don't know, I was watching, like you said, Bettino. And,
I think it was Slimbo fastest lap of the race. He can re-kickstart his championship here as well. Dan Murphy, yeah, so Thomas is now catching this battle. He's only 5 seconds behind. He's bringing Yor with him, he's bringing Slim with him. But they're going to get held up in this battle. This could really help Dan Murphy and Hills a Wrap. It will definitely help Jamie as well. In fact, Jamie is probably in the pound seats right now, along with Lucas. Who knows, guys? I haven't got a clue.
I'm just thinking ourselves.
Marcus Smith says, need some pointers for tomorrow. Can't help you, mate. Safety cars have completely thrown the strategy wide open. Hills Wrap pits. So now this is... Where's he going to rejoin? I imagine it will be behind BP. What about Bettino? Here we go again. Bettino, not that bad. Westy, Blaz, there's Blaz, having a much better race. Still nothing doing. And say, oh, look at this. All 4 of them and Lucas just ahead. This is now for 4th place. And there in the background was Thomas and Yor and Slim. Hills a Wrap has just beaten BP. That's worked out beautifully for Hills a Wrap, who's now on fresh mediums. Can Hills a Wrap catch Slim, Yor and Thomas? And Crazy Power just behind BP as well. Whew.
Go and breathe. So we've got Dan Murphy leading, Jamie 1, Lucas. Jamie and Lucas are the 2 that don't have to pit again.
They're the front of the queue who don't have to pit again. Marcus Smith, wipe your mouth, Dave. Oh, what's going on here?
I just realised who that is.
Yes, it's PB, yeah. So Matt, I tell you what, Matt, if you had to call it now, who are you going to say? Who's going to win this race?
I've got to stick with Dan. I would think we'll see another safety car. He'll pit.
Pits now. Pits now. Well, will the softs do it? Will the softs do it? But the thing is now, Dan Murphy will come up behind Hills a Wrap, surely. Jamie leads! By the way, for the first time this season, Jamie 1 leads the race from Lucas. This championship, man, it just changes. Westy pits again.
He's gone on to the hards.
That must be a... That can't be right.
Don't quite get that.
Westy front wing change again for Westy. Oh, it's really not gone well for Westy. He must have done it behind Not That Bad in the Vittino battle. What? Vittino's on the podium on his debut. The Brazilian driver is there, and Not That Bad is right behind him. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to jinx him, but the Super League champion, having his best race so far, is right behind Vittino for a podium. I tell you what, Blaz is there, and there is Thomas, and there is Thomas, and there is your Slim's dropped back. In fact, Hills, look at this. Hillsrap's right behind Slimbo. And Not That Bad through. Vittino's got a penalty. Oh, what a shame, but Not That Bad is through into third place. I wonder if Vittino's tyres are starting to go off. That's not what I want. That is
Not
what
That Bad has got 6 seconds penalties.
Oh, and Vittino has 3. So Blaz is the man who could get a podium. Of course.
Blaz also has 3.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Thomas, and there is Thomas. There is your, and I'll tell you what, Hillsrap is right behind the back of Slim. Dan Murphy 10th.
Come on, Lucas.
So Hillsrap as Not That Bad, and Vittino again going wheel to wheel. Vittino is not on mediums, by the way. That is a bit of a glitch. He's on the hard tyres and trying to repass for third place. Blaz keeping a watching brief, and look, Thomas and Yor, who led this race, are catching the back. They're going to have to try and pass these guys. Otherwise, with 10 laps to go, it's going to be Jamie and Lucas on the podium. And get this, as it stands, we will have 13 out of 15 different podium runners. Incredible. Incredible. Right, Blaz, Thomas has caught Blaz. How hard will Blaz defend this? Well, what's going on here? Hang on. That's Vittino being passed by Blaz. And there goes Thomas. He's got them both. He's passed them both. That is extraordinary. The Lithuanian driver has passed Blaz and Vittino and in the one corner. And Yor, all of a sudden, is thinking, what the hell? The guy I was fighting for the net lead of the race has just jumped 2 places.
Tell you what, Dave, you've got to keep an eye on Lucas. He's got it down to 1.8 seconds from 2.4 lap.
And they've got to release Thomas and Vittino now dropping down. Maybe he was on mediums. Maybe the graphic was wrong. So Vittino pits. Everybody else. Oh, who's this? That's BP being passed by Crazy Power. And the Italian driver knocks BP out the points. So Hillsrap's past Slim. Westy fastest lap. It's all going on.
It's all going on.
Jamie leads by 1.9 seconds from Not That Bad. And there is Thomas right behind Not That Bad. Yor has not gone with him. He's struggled in the traffic, and Hillsrap is only 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds behind Yor. Wow, it's really worked for Yor. Dan Murphy hasn't quite got up to the back of Slim as I imagined. Oh, Not That Bad, struggling. Will Thomas, who just passed 2 cars here, and he's late. Oh, he's done it. Has he gone too far wide? Yes, he has. Yes, and Not That Bad gets back through, and Thomas has hit him.
That looks like Thomas' fault, that.
Oh, Thomas is... Now I'm praying for no punching for Not That Bad. Because Not That Bad has had 3 punches in the first 4 races, and Thomas has damaged his front wing. And yet again, the complexion of the race changes, Matt. And there goes Blaz. Blaz wants to move. Slovenia versus Lithuania.
Going to get both of them.
Oh, it's 3 abreast. Yor's going to get involved as well. Oh, this could be a car crash.
No. Yor's got to stick it around the outside.
And there's Hillsrap. Matt, there's Hillsrap. There's Hillsrap and Slim. Oh my word. This is unbelievable. Oh, Thomas is struggling and Yor trying to fight through. This is... Blaz wants to get involved. Yor's through.
I was keeping an eye on Lucas at front.
I tell you what, this plays into the hands of the front 3. Not that bad. He's got some penalties. And Blaz has gone off. Oh. Blaz has put it on the road, and yellow flags because Hills drops out!
Now that safety car, is it?
Virtual safety car.
VSC.
Now, will Jamie and Lucas pit? I tell you what, Jamie Lucas pit for soft tyres. Vittino's out.
Don't think you can pit, can you? It's
Oh,
not that bad, might risk it.
not that bad. Well, no, he's too close. I think Jamie and Lucas would have got.
Thomas will, because he got his wing damaged, didn't he?
Yeah, a bit of a reprieve for Thomas. But Matt, did you see what happened to Hilserath? Did you see what happened to Hilserath?
No, I was just looking at Lucas at front.
It was the same place where Jacob binned it. Blaz pits. DRS enabled. We're go. We're green. We're green. And BP on a move on Crazy Power. This is for 7th place all of a sudden. Crazy Power going around the outside, BP on the inside. These two are always together on track. You can't separate them. And BP fights back through. Right.
Baltridge, Limbo and Yaw. That's the closest one up to now, I think.
Hilserath, look how he could have won this race. Not That Bad's got a nice little gap, but he's got, I think Not That Bad has 9 seconds of penalties. Still, he could be on for a great result.
He's got 6.
No, I think he's got 9, because when Thomas hit him, he went on the grass. I think his name picked up a penalty.
I'll have a look now.
Jamie could be on the verge of winning his first race of the season. We could have 4 different winners in the first 5 races. Jonathan Cox says, see you in Monaco. Tim Butler says, wow, go on Thomas. Marcus Smith, great racing. Wow, this is just wide open. Slimbo can get himself on the podium.
You're right, Dave. He has 9 seconds.
No, it is 9 seconds, so it would drop him down to probably 7th. BP
Which is still a good showing in this league.
But yeah, but after being in a podium place, it will be a slightly gutting Slimbo right behind Yaw. They're not catching. Not That Bad, Matt. As Crazy Power back through on BP. Did he run it too far wide? Oh no, the Italian driver holds off the Dutch driver.
I've got my heart set on Lucas here.
Lucas now 1.7, and I tell you what, Matt, who was it that robbed Lucas of that first ever win in Hungary?
It was
Jamie. Jamie, who got his first ever win in the IRC in Hungary, and yet again they're 1 and 2, and Lucas will be looking for some payback. But I just feel Jamie may have Lucas covered off here.
Another race, like say, one on strategy, safety cars.
It's worked for him.
As well, don't get me wrong, but
it's worked for him beautifully though. Jamie, I think Jamie had, look at that, up 12, up 14. I've got to pick a driver of the day somehow. I think Jamie winning all the way down the field.
Ground position up to now. I think whoever wins this out of them two. We already said Lucas has had a quiet race, didn't we? Not really spoke about him.
And there he is, and we'll just say how much luck this man needed. He'd had no luck. He was taken out by Dan Murphy and Baku. Unfortunate as well, was very unlucky. He just hasn't had the rub of the green, but there he is. There's Jamie, and there is Lucas, and he is just, well, Baku. BP was 1.2 seconds off his first ever win, and Lucas is just 1.7 off his first ever win. Thomas fastest lap, that will count as a bonus point. He is in the top 10. BP.
Like I say, a shout out for Vittino as well. I know he's binned it, but good debut.
I wonder how that. I think he went at the same place as Hilserath went. You know, what a shame for Vittino. He was looking brilliant. Jamie would be 1 point off Navy Dave in the championship. Yours, it stands, would lead the championship.
Not That Bad would drop to P6.
As it stands. So as yellow flags, and it's still Williams, it's Blaz. Blaz is in the gravel. Oh, well, he's just got to keep going. He could get a point if he keeps going. 1.6 between Lucas and Jamie. And Not That Bad. And Not That Bad has Yaw and Slim right behind him. However, the gap between the top two is 8 seconds. This could be just for the final podium place only, and you're now on far fresher tyres. The move should get done here before even turn 1. Not That Bad. It's not going to fight us too hard. He just needs a bit of a deficit for his penalties, but Yaw is through. Matt, I think Yaw has a penalty and Slim doesn't though. I've got a feeling Yaw has a penalty.
Sorry there, but I can't take my eyes off Lucas. It's down to 1.1 now.
Oh my God, it is 1.2, 1.1. It's a repeat of Baku. BP chased down Flying Soz so hard for his first win in Baku last time out, and now Lucas is doing the same to Jamie Wan.
What did you want to know? Yaw's penalty?
I'm pretty sure Yaw has a penalty and Slim doesn't. Oh, Lucas, 2 career podiums to his name. No wins, 154 career points. The gap's back out to 1.6. Was Jamie? Had Jamie made a mistake? Is that why?
Yaw and Slim, neither of them have penalties.
Neither have penalties, okay. Jamie, of course, has 1 career win to his name. 11 podiums. Jamie got the most consistent award last year by the admins. 11 podiums. He's on the verge of making that 12. He's had a podium already this season, don't forget. Slim now needs to pass Not That Bad because Yaw has stretched his legs in 3rd place, and Slim looking extremely racy behind the racing point, and this should be the move done right here. Not That Bad does indeed drop down to 5th.
I think he knows where he's going to finish.
It would not be, it'll be 8th as it stands, or no, possibly 7th. Crazy Power and BP are still fighting hard and taking time with each other.
He may even get 6th.
In fact, BP picks up another penalty, so that's going to be probably. Oh, Westy may Thomas may pick off BP yet. Funny how this race has just turned out. So Not That Bad will try and keep in the DRS as Slimbo. Slimbo needs 1.7 to make up to get behind Yaw, who will leave Spain leading the championship. The gap back up to 1.8 between Jamie and Lucas. Oh, I just wonder if Jamie was toying with Lucas a bit.
Lucas has turned everything down.
So is he saving himself for a charge?
So is Jamie.
They're saving their tyres. Their tyres must be getting a little bit older because they stopped under the 2nd safety car. Slim, 2.1. I just feel Yaw may have, because Yaw finished 3rd in the last race as well. Super consistency from Yaw at the moment. 1 in Australia, 3rd last time out in Baku, and a 3rd place here in Spain.
Good drive from Slim though.
Excellent drive from Slim. Very mature drive from Slim. Slimbo with 5 wins, all in Season 1 in Elite League. 13 podiums to his name as well. Fighting. I tell you what, Not That Bad's hanging on. Not That Bad is hanging on. I tell you what, if he can just find a couple more seconds, may well get 6th place here. Has Slim got damage? Is Slim struggling slightly?
BP's got penalties, I've seen that. So
yeah, BP, and I've not seen Dan Murphy pick up any.
No, Dan Murphy never does.
Another very consistent driver. Jamie leads by 1.6 with 2 laps to go. The constructors is going to close up even more.
No, I've actually got another 12 seconds now.
Well, that's possibly. Yaw, who has won a race this season, 2 podiums, about to make it 3 career wins for Yaw, 5 podiums, and on 200, a nice 200 career Elite League points. He's about to make it 215 the way he's going. Not That Bad is hanging on to Slim. Give him credit's due here. Sadly, his Wodger penalties may push him down at 8th, but this has been by far the best showing for Not That Bad in Elite League. In the meantime, there are the leaders on the penultimate lap. Jamie leads by 1.4 from Lucas. It's going to have to be a big charge from the Greek driver, but he could be. It's like Nick Heidfeld. Lucas like the Nick Heidfeld of Formula 1, so close but so far. The bridesmaid. 2 podiums, both 2nd places. It's about to be 3 podiums and 3 2nd places for Lucas. Ferrari are going to get a nice haul of welcome points. 5 points Ferrari on until now. Slim is not going to catch Yaw. Thomas picks up a penalty. That might save BP's blushes. Thomas will have the fastest lap as it stands. Thomas and Westy were, of course, the front row. Well, 1st and 3rd. How it's changed for those 2. All both well for the Elite League tomorrow.
Jamie's got this one. I think Lucas is just settling for, not settling for 2nd, but struggling to get that gap for the DRS.
Yeah, I can't ever feel Jamie is controlling this race. He got the monkey off the back last season in Hungary. After all those podiums, finally his race win came in Hungary, and then it went disastrous for him. He'll be praying that it's not the case this season, because I think Jamie is a legitimate championship contender. Lucas will be absolutely delighted with this as well. So will Yor, so will Slim. There'll be a lot of happy drivers out there. There'll also be a lot of dismayed drivers. Westy, Thomas could have done better. Jacob, Lennon, Bettino, Jonathan Cox, they all could have had, and Hilsrap could have been in this mix as well. He could have had a podium today. It's been an absolutely crazy race, but we're on the final lap, 1.2. The gap last race was 1.2 from the yellow flags. Blaz has gone again.
One thing you don't want to see now is a penalty pop up for either of the front two, do you?
No, that would be cruel luck. It wouldn't make a difference to Lucas. He'd still finish second. But Jamie just has the balance in the middle sector. Oh, Lucas runs slightly wide, but it's just not close enough. Jamie is homing in on his second career Elite League race victory. And his first of the season. We're going to have 4 different winners in 5 races. Incredible. And Jamie is about to put himself right in the championship mix. Round 5 in Spain has been another thriller. It's been another action-packed race, and it's the Dutchman Jamie 1 who wins the Spanish Grand Prix, 1.6 seconds ahead of Lucas, and Yor will take the championship lead, finishing in 3rd place. Slimbo, welcome back, Slim. That's the result he needed. Now, well, not a bad drop to Dan Murphy, another top 5. The consistency is fantastic.
About his business, doesn't he?
Is it 7th? It is 7th. Thomas fastest lap. So great result, not that bad. By far his best performance in the Elite League. Well done, Crazy Power. His best result this season for the Italian driver. Westy, well, he salvages 8th. Thomas salvaged 9th. BP in the end just got 10th place. Matt, what a race. Driver of the day.
For
Pick
me, yeah, you've got to go with Jamie. Like I say, credit to the front two. Didn't really see much of him in the first half of the race. Quite going about the business. Safety cars helped him. Got strategy spot on. Yeah,
absolutely. I can't disagree with that. Lucas and Slim, fantastic races from all of them. If Lucas and Jamie or Slim want to join us in chat for a quick interview, that would be great. But what a race.
You take them penalties off, not that bad as well. He's got to be winning with a shout.
Yeah, not that bad. Well, he'll be happy to finish a clean race. There's a lot of unhappy drivers out there as well. I know Jacob's not happy. Lennon's not happy with what happened in the safety car. Hilsrap's disbelief. Thomas isn't. What happened to?
I don't know.
I'm just going to invite some drivers in, see if we can get anyone in for a chat about that incredible round 5. Let's get some drivers in. It'd be good to hear from the top 3. Jacob is not happy about the tyre wear. I'd like to hear from Dan Murphy. Another top 5 for him. Brilliant from Jamie. Lucas, of course. Slim. I'd like to know what happened at the back. Let's try and get these boys in. Let's see if they join. So what a race. I'll tell you what, the championship is just closed right up. You're not happy with...
How many podium sitters is that now? 15?
As here is Slim. That is 5th. No, it's... I think it's 12. Here's Lucas and here's Slim. So we'll start with Lucas. Man, at last, mate, what a result. You must be a happy man. What, at the start of the race, we saw you sort of down the field, taking it easy. What were your feelings in the first half of that race? Were you just hoping for points? And it worked out for you beautifully. And I suppose it helped having T. Sammy as your engineer there with you. Was he telling you what was going on? Yeah, as well. Oh yeah, I thought if we could invite Jayor in, let's get Jayor in here as well. What a race! Yeah, Jamie again taking it away from you, just like in Hungary as well. Yeah, he was making his way through the field long before the safety car came out. It nearly stitched him up as well, in fact. For you, Lucas, now, good points for you, good points for the constructors. What's your aim going into Monaco in the next few races? Yeah, absolutely. No, of course, yeah, you were looking good in qualifying. You're up in the first two sectors before you binned it. Monaco next. Keep it out the walls. Safety car galore, no doubt. It could be the one for you. Well, every race has been unpredictable. It's been so hard to call. Right. Here's your another third place. You must be happy.
No, I'm not.
Oh, wow! What's happened, yo? What's happened? So you feel you possibly made the wrong strategy call under the safety car? You should have pitted. But still, damage limitation, it's third place, you lead the championship. You got to be happy with that, buddy.
Constellation.
No, I mean, it's just
championship leader.
It needs the championship, but that shows
Brilliant.
how competitive everybody is. You know, he felt he could have had a lot better. How do you favour for Monaco, Yor? Have a nice Greek party. Well, it's fantastic, and of course Navy Dave should be back, so I'm looking forward to seeing more battles between you two. And of course Jamie and Dan Murphy are right in the mix now as well, and Slimbo, finally Slim, a good race result for you.
Yeah, finally. Yeah, great.
Well, come on, Slim, you had an eventful race. You passed about 100 cars. You got to say more than that.
Nah, mate, I was really happy with the overtakes made around the outsides, especially like at the start of the first, middle sector. That hairpin and all that. That was fun.
Yeah,
I had some great.
That's enough, Slim. That's enough.
Oh, cheers.
No, well, did you feel? I think what lost the podium for you was getting stuck behind Not That Bad at the end. Did you feel the podium was there? Do you feel you could have got your?
Absolutely. Even though after Not That Bad, like he'd pulled away, was able to keep up with him. Definitely could have challenged had I been a bit closer.
But your season hopefully kickstarts here. Monaco for you, I think you've won there before in the Super League around Monaco, if I remember rightly. So it's not a bad track for you.
No, it's not a bad track, but it's inconsistent.
I mean, it's gonna be a lottery. Let's put it that way. You literally throw the names in the air and pick one out. It could be anybody's. We had 4 different race winners in the first 5. It very much could be the same again. Guys, thank you for joining us, and everybody watching, thank you so much. Yet again, another absolute fantastic Grand Prix. 5. No worries, mate. No worries, mate. 5 fantastic races. See you next week, boys. Not that bad. Sorry, no, he didn't. Jamie won. Jamie won. Jamie's driver of the day. The championship is incredibly close. We'll post the standings up soon. Super League tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Hopefully more of the same. And in terms of the elite, we will see you next week in Monaco. Good night.